Well, we sunk our first mower in our Florida location here at Scooter's Lawn Care. Today I want to talk to you about this because there's a lot of bad things that happen in your business, a lot of equipment that gets destroyed, a lot of crazy things that go on, and you as the owner might be coming unraveled and thinking, wow, is this ever going to get better? So we're going to go over that today, and we're going to talk all about what happened at our company and just kind of relate this to you because you might be going through some of those struggles thinking, are my employees ever going to stop fucking shit up? Are my people ever going to get it right? And I'm going to tell you why I think some of that is maybe the right mindset or the wrong mindset. So let's get right into that here in just a second. First of all, I'm Jacob Godar. I've got lawn and landscape businesses in Illinois and in Florida. We have a coaching business where we take all of the knowledge that we have learned in the lawn and landscape industry that we've applied to our business to go from nothing to multi-million-dollar businesses. And we just funnel that into YouTube content and other things to try to help you go faster and have more success. So often, I remember when I was in the field working for somebody else, and I know what they were probably thinking of when I messed something up. But so often we quickly go to freaking out when somebody breaks something, damages equipment, does something that we deem stupid. When the most important number one thing that you should be going to is you should be asking, is everyone safe? Okay, so we had this situation where this happened. We had a mower run off of a canal and go into the water. We're going to put some pictures over this so you can kind of see and see what that looked like. The first thing I did when someone called me to tell me about it, they didn't know much about it. They just told me this happened and they were kind of freaking out. I'm like, well, is the person okay? And they were, I don't know. And I'm like, then I go and call the person. And the first thing I say, and you could tell that they were super upset. And the first thing I ask is, are you all right? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, that's all that matters. We can replace the mower. Is it a thing that shouldn't have happened? I mean, I don't know. I have to get there and see. And by the time I went to the property, the first thing I said when I showed up on the property is, hey guys, you're supposed to be mowing, not fishing. And so I was already joking. You know, you could go into that and you could say, hey, this was a dumb thing. I could be all pissed off. I could be acting irrationally to my employees and just showing everybody how big of an asshole I am. Realistically, I'm just happy that everybody's safe. I know that if that situation happened and we didn't have some of the right protocols, for one, we use stand-up mowers. 95 to 99% of our mowers are stand-ups for the reason of you can step off the back of them. And that number is getting smaller and smaller. We're going to be getting rid of, I think we'll have one sit-down mower for just large, flat property stuff. But the reason behind stand-up mowers being so safe is just that ability to step off the back of it. When you're on a sit-down, you're tied to that thing. And if you go rolling, even if you're buckled in like you're supposed to be with the roll-up bar up, if you're buckled in and you get buried in a canal, like there's a chance you'll drown and not be able to get out. So this situation went down exactly as it should. The person lost. They're at the very top of too steep of a hill, and the wheels started to turn down, and it started going straight down the hill. And they started reversing, and when you reverse on a hill, a lot of times you just start going faster down the hill, and so they eventually realized they needed to step off the back. So he stepped off the back and just let it go. Yeah, it's sad. It's bad. You know, the mower costs a lot of money. It's a over $10,000 stand-up mower. But the person is all right. That is the huge win. You can't be mad about the piece of equipment when somebody could have actually died or somebody could have lost a limb or so many bad things could have happened. So first point with all of this is you checking in and verifying, is everybody safe? When you have some kind of a piece of equipment stuff go awry, when something rolls, when something bad happens, it's not first calling and saying, hey, how fucked up is it? It's calling and asking, is everybody safe? Is everyone all right? From there, we can transition into the second step. When I got out to the property, as mentioned, I made kind of a joke about this because I knew everybody was already safe. And then I immediately went into the discussion of, hey guys, I'm out here. This hill is for sure too steep. We shouldn't be mowing this. I'm okay with all of this happening. If we can learn and we can use this as a reminder for the team, this is too much. I don't want you to push it. You should not be taking mowers on stuff like this. And you're lucky you're safe. We use this as a learning lesson for the team that this is too much, and we also used it for a learning lesson for the team the next day at the morning meeting to go over this, to look at this, to talk about what this property is like, because all the mow teams have been to this property. Some have mowed it with a big mower, some have not, and we've discussed that this is too much, and also the right thing was done. The person didn't try to save it, they let it go. I told everybody, I don't care what you're running, a stand-up mini skidster or any kind of machine where you're standing on, your goal is to not save the piece of machinery. If you want to try to hold it for a split second, it's not rolling, you're just trying to slow it down, whatever, but like saving it is not a priority. You being safe is a priority. So you stepping off and letting that thing go, you did the exact right thing. And we shared this with our whole team because we don't want anyone to think that if I would have freaked out and been the irrational owner, that nobody was hurt, but I was super mad that this happened and I was just this asshole about it. Now everyone's gonna have this belief, and whether they do it or not, but they're gonna have this feeling that the equipment is so important. And what if the next person goes out there and gets smashed under something, just trying to save it because my attitude was to freak out about something getting broke when someone wasn't actually hurt. I told all the team, in reality, what we do is extremely dangerous. There's a lot of opportunity to get hurt here, and we need to be mitigating that as much as possible. Looking out, hey, double checking what we're doing and saying, is that too much? Looking at it and learning from times where it is, and knowing that like if something starts to go, just let it go and let it be. We can always turn into insurance. We can always buy a new one. I cannot buy you a new arm. I sure can't buy you a new life. Once it's gone, it's gone. First, we have kind of went over this and verified if people are okay. Second, we've used it as a learning point. And then from there on, what we immediately did is we got out on site and we tried to figure out how are we gonna haul this thing out of the water? What are we gonna do? So we started dealing with that problem. And probably one of the most important things for you to know in business is the whole goal of business is to put money in the system so you can make some kind of money and service your clients and offer them a really, really great service. You know, it's all about your clients. So even though this bad thing happened, we still got to go out and mow a lot more stuff. So I could have huddled everybody and we could have stood there forever and talked about it. But what we did is I started kind of thinking about what was going on, and I realized, okay, we got an option here. They can stay with me or I can send them out. I already got other people coming to help me, and I've got a rollback company I can talk to. I sent the mow crew out to get the other mower and continue mowing. I sent my dad out to go to the dealership and buy another mower, exact duplicate, to replace the one that we know this thing is sunk and it's gonna be a piece of garbage. I sent them on their way so we can keep moving forward. So now, after we've went through this process of verifying if everyone's okay, trying to do some learning points from it, now we're just moving forward because I'm not gonna sit on this all day and waste time. We spent a half an hour talking about this. Let's go back to our business and let's get better moving forward. And that's exactly what we did. Then we came up with the plans to mitigate. And of course, while I was out there, a client from across the canal thought this was interesting that I'd given an estimate to before. And we may have gotten the whole discussion of a new landscape at their house while I was there. So I just tied it into what I do with most things in business. Multiple business decisions, new opportunities coming our way. Like, everything happens for a reason. You could look at it like these people fucked something up and I'm gonna be the mad employer. And I'm not perfect. Like, I'm not saying this like I do everything right. I was mad a little bit at first and frustrated because everyone's gonna be frustrated. I realized by the time I got there and as soon as I heard somebody was okay when I talked to him on the phone that ultimately you can't be mad. It got there, and then while I was there, the person from across the canal shows up. They're talking to me and they needed landscaping. So all these little things happen for a reason. I got to invest in, it was an expensive way to invest in training. We got a new landscape opportunity. I got an opportunity to talk about doing a real estate transaction, and I got an opportunity to really show the team that I realize things happen. And ultimately, we're just happy that people are safe. And all of these things happened just because a bad thing happened. So we were able to take the bad, leverage it to the good, train, learn, verify people are okay, and take the steps we need to take to just move the fuck on and be able to keep cranking. Who would win in this situation? The person that freaks out and just focuses on that all day long, or the person's like, hey dude, it is what it is, and I am going to move on and make sure people are safe, and I'm going to keep creating stuff and making sure our clients are taken care of. Let's not waste any time. Let's get back to business. I hope this video has helped you think about maybe some of the ways you've reacted when something bad's happened. I've not always reacted the best. I've blown up over things where I should have been caring more about the person. I have had to work a lot on my empathy to realize that there's a lot of things that are important. So here again, it's not me saying I'm always right and I know how to react to things, but it is me showing you that there's a way to react bad and there's a way to react well, and there's a way to make a lot more ground in your business and your life. So if you struggled with this before, I hope this has made you think about that, maybe gave you some new insights on what you can do. And if this has helped you some, like and subscribe to this channel and share this with someone else that you know in whatever industry. If you're in the lawn and landscape industry, share this with a friend, because eventually you're going to have something happen and you're going to have the choice. Are you going to be a dick about it, or are you going to be empathetic about it and know that, hey, things happen, ultimately everyone's okay, and we're going to move forward and we're going to be better now that it happened. And luckily, hopefully in your situation, no one is hurt.